In 2014, a man sat alone in an empty room and pressed a button. The button gave him a painful electric shock. He pressed it 190 times. Nothing was forcing him. He could stop at any moment. Scientists at the University of Virginia had asked him to do one simple thing: sit alone with his thoughts for 15 minutes. That's all. He chose pain instead, and he wasn't the only one. 67% of the men in that study shocked themselves rather than just think. The study was published in Science. Everyone laughed. Nobody asked the real question: what exactly were they running from? You already know, because you run from it every single day. Every elevator, every queue, every red light. Your hand reaches for your phone. You call it a habit. Science calls it boredom avoidance. To understand why that matters, we need to go back 300,000 years. For most of human history, life was mostly nothing. Hours of walking, hours of watching herds, hours of staring into fire. No feeds, no screens, just you and your head. Boredom wasn't a glitch. It was the default setting of the human mind. Today, the average person touches their phone 2,617 times a day. Every crack of empty time has been found, filled, and monetized. Sounds harmless, until you learn what boredom actually does inside your brain. In 2001, neurologist Marcus Rakel was scanning brains at Washington University. He noticed that between tasks, brains refused to power down. Instead, a hidden network lit up, loud, hungry, organized. He called it the default mode network. Everyone assumed it was a screensaver. It's the opposite. Your brain burns 20% of your body's energy, even while you stare at a wall, because doing nothing is when it does its most important work. It replays your past and files it into long-term memory. It simulates your future, rehearses conversations, imagines what could go wrong, and it connects things that have never met before. We call that an idea. It's why breakthroughs happen in showers, on walks, in traffic jams. Archimedes wasn't at a desk. He was in a bathtub, doing nothing. In 2012, researchers measured it. A wandering mind boosts creative solutions by 40%. Boredom isn't emptiness. Boredom is where your self gets built. Which raises a question: where did yours go? Here's the uncomfortable answer. It didn't disappear. It was taken. In 1971, economist Herbert Simon predicted exactly how. A wealth of information, he warned, creates a poverty of attention. When content becomes infinite, attention becomes the scarcest resource on Earth, and scarce resources get mined. In 2007, the smartphone put a slot machine in your pocket. That's not a metaphor, that's the actual design. Pull down to refresh. Wait, see what you won. Pull again. Variable rewards. The same mechanism that keeps gamblers chained to machines. In 2006, designer Asa Raskin invented infinite scroll, the page with no bottom. Years later, he did the math on his own invention. It horrified him. Infinite scroll wastes the equivalent of 200,000 human lifetimes. Every single day. Then there's the notification badge. It used to be blue. Almost nobody clicked, so designers changed one single thing. They made it red. Red means alarm, red means now. Clicks exploded. Think this is conspiracy talk? Listen to the builders themselves. November 2017, a stage in Philadelphia. Sean Parker, Facebook's first president, stops pretending. We were exploiting a vulnerability in human psychology, he tells the room, calmly. God only knows what it's doing to our children's brains. The CEO of Netflix went further. Our biggest competitor is sleep. Understand what that means. Your empty moments are a battlefield. Trillion-dollar companies fight for every second you might have spent thinking. Your boredom is their inventory, and they sold out years ago. So what happens to the first generation that never gets bored? Honestly, nobody knows. We are the experiment. But here's what we do know. That itch you feel in a quiet moment isn't your phone calling you. It's your default mode network asking to be switched back on. The urge to scroll isn't weakness. It's a hijacked survival mechanism, and taking it back costs nothing. Tomorrow, stand in one line with your hands empty. 30 seconds of nothing. It will feel unbearable, like a button you're not allowed to press. Press nothing. Stay. That silence is where every human idea was born. They didn't just steal your attention. They stole the room where your mind talks to you. Take it back.